If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Captain America Civil War, stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. This is the 18-minute mark all the way to the 24-minute mark. Wow. First off, this is crazy, man. You know, it's hard to love the Marvel Cinematic Universe after Phase 2, okay? Meaning that from the end of Phase 1 all the way through Phase 2 was horrible, okay? I did not like Phase 2, but I said to myself, I need Phase 3 to be something that is immaculate, okay? It needs to take the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just improve upon it just a little bit, just to get it back to the basics, which was the Phase 1, which was great. And I think as of right now, 24 minutes into Captain America Civil War, we're doing really, really good, man, okay? I'm not saying I'm going to go out there and buy any more banners and standees. I'm not going to buy it on Blu-ray. I'm not going to buy it on DVD. I'm not going to buy the music or the official soundtrack. I'm not going to buy any shirts. I'm not going to do any of that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to talk about this movie and any movie that comes after Captain America Civil War and say that it's good, okay? As of right now. So here we go. 18 to 24 minutes in, okay? It says 11 Wakandans killed in Lagos, Nigeria, okay? That's the situation that I was talking about inside of my first podcast review, and that was the first 15 minutes of Captain America Civil War. And we talked about what happened with Scarlet Witch, where she could not control the force, the power of the explosion that happened with Crossbones, and that's what led to, the Crossbones body and explosion going into the building and blowing up that building. I said it was about maybe 6 to 8 floors, and I was correct in that, but 11 people killed. Nah, I don't believe that at all, man. But that's okay. That's fine. I mean, that just connects our world, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with Black Panther, okay? And we got a first time to see our first, I guess you could say, appearance of the king of Wakanda, and that is Black Panther's father, okay? I really like what he was saying, man. He says, his Wakandan people were not killed by criminals, but they were killed by those who want to fight or who were brought up or volunteered to fight against it. And I love how he said that, because he's not calling the Avengers criminals. He's not calling them bad guys. I guess you can say it's just by people that, I guess, are maybe running a little too much unsupervised, and that's where we're sitting at right now. Okay, so I was talking about how, whenever Scarlet Witch made that mistake, Captain America didn't get an opportunity to actually talk to her and comfort her, and he actually did this, man. And it didn't last that long, because Vision walks through Scarlet Witch's bedroom. He walks through the wall, okay, and interrupts the conversation, man. But Captain America does sit down and he comforts her, and I was correct when I said that, as soon as he heard the word Bucky, he was just distracted, and that's why he almost got killed by Crossbones. And that's what he said. He said, as soon as I heard the name Bucky, I felt like a 16-year-old kid again. And that was really powerful, because that goes back and once again connects the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, because we watched that before, and that is Captain America, the First Avenger. Okay, and also Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Those moments whenever Bucky and him come together, there's something happens inside of Captain America's demeanor. It changes, and he either reflects back on the past with some nostalgia, man, or he just either gets angry, and that's what we're sitting at right now. Okay. Vision, he walked through the bedroom wall, and he says, Scarlet Witch says to Vision, she says, Vision, didn't she says, Vision, we talked about this before. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize, I forgot about the door or whatever, and then I started laughing, because it was pretty funny, man. I would have loved to get a little bit more of Captain America and Scarlet Witch, and seeing how him as a leader, sits down and talks to his people, his soldiers, man. I'd love to see more about that, but they interrupted it with a joke, and that's fine because right after Vision came in, he came in there for a reason and a purpose, and that was to let him know that Tony Stark and War Machine have arrived, and the Secretary of State has arrived with Tony Stark for some reason, and it's very, very interesting to see what's going to happen. It gets real serious, man, after that moment, man, and that's why the Vision joke happened, because that's going to allow us a chance to kind of relax in our seats and not be on our edge. And then all of a sudden, man, we go into that familiar scene where we saw inside of the trailer, and that is the situation where the Secretary of State and Tony Stark and all the Avengers, War Machine, Vision, Black Widow, Falcon, they're all inside of that room, and they're being briefed, man, about the situation. Okay, I thought this was Tony Stark leading this and having the Secretary make the Avengers just feel bad about everything that's happened, but this is being led by the UN. Okay, so it's a vigilante speech is what he's giving, and he's pretty much just talking about these enhanced individuals, and that's what he says inside of there. He says these enhanced individuals with unlimited power and no supervision. We cannot have that. So the solution to that is this Sokovia Accordance, and that means that the Avengers are no longer going to be privately owned. They are operated. They're going to be publicly owned and operated, being operated by a UN panel and controlled by the UN panel. And then the reason I guess you can say that this is important is because Captain America's like, why are we going to do this or whatever? And Black Widow asks the same exact question. And then his response was, the Secretary of State, he says, where are Thor and Banner located right now? And no one can give an answer. And then his response to that, with them, just remaining silent, he said, if I had no idea where my 30-pound nuke was located, I'd be a little worried. And then before he walks out, Black Widow says, and if we refuse, then the Secretary of State, he says, you will retire. Whenever all this is going on, the entire team seems to look at Captain America for leadership. Captain America sees that Scarlet Witch is troubled by the scene with Sokovia and by the scene inside of the Lagos, Nigeria. She wasn't really emotional when she saw Sokovia, so it had nothing to do with Quicksilver. It had everything to do with the 11 Wakandans that were killed. So as soon as she saw that scene replay again on television via the briefing that was given by the Secretary of State, she immediately became emotionally distressed because of that scene. It had nothing to do with her brother or Quicksilver and all that stuff. And, it's almost as if he's forgotten as of right now, but that's okay. It's probably because of business and Fox and all that other stuff. But Captain America was like, that's enough, turn it off. Captain America always, after everyone's looking at Captain America for guidance and leadership, and he gives that back, he always looks towards Tony Stark for a reaction or for him to say something or stand up. Tony Stark keeps his head down and does not make eye contact with Captain America. Very, very fascinating stuff. We'll see what happens, man. We're going to continue on. But it's very, very crazy to hear that the Secretary of State said, you have no option in this. You will either work with the UN panel or you retire. You're done. So we'll see what happens, guys. Anyway, comment, man. Let me know what you thought about Captain America Civil War. That's okay. You can post spoilers. That's fine with that. I'm out of here.